Combat related.
Combat all over my back.
Combat stuff on my back. What's the seething cat? Okay, it's a tavern. Is there a way we could make some money? How heavily wooded is the town? Okay. But the town itself, there's not tons of trees all over town or anything like that. Mm-hmm.
We're kind of like sitting in a valley, I'm guessing.
Is there any errands we could run for the parents? Mm-hmm. Hmm. Well, first off, I would like Oop to kind of try to train me in some swordplay.
We can do that. How do we go about me teaching him some swordplay? Okay.
Wolfram is not good at intelligence, so that'll be fun.
The wisdom, I'm +4 to wisdom. You can tell the neighbors are restless and they're out there doing their little DMX music video. You might hear loud engines passing by every now and then. 15 + 4 is 9. I rolled a 19.
And I believe it's a straight roll. I gotta get Wolfram's sheet up. I rolled a 16, but we'll see what I gotta add. Give me a sec. Wolfram. I need to start foldering these guys. Wolfram's intelligence check. It's a straight 0. Yep. So I'm proficient. I'm decent enough with it. I can add my proficiency.
Wait,
Good.
0? Huh?
What?
I thought I heard. Did you say? Oh, my bad. I thought he got a total of 0. I was like, huh?
I rolled nothing. The only zeros you roll are the dice you don't try to roll.
cat got his tongue. Should make that
Maybe
the
it's all the cheese they eat.
Oh god. I still have nightmares. Who
stuff.
thought it was a good idea to give her mozzarella? For him.
Oh no, the puns.
These puns are most grating.
So
Great.
we want to. So what jobs are we looking to do?
I don't know, I like the idea of potentially gathering up some healing supplies.
I do too.
Like I said, we could always use more resources.
I concur. Oh.
Oh, that actually sounds like in our wheelhouse.
Like, wait, rats, like, rats, or?
Rat folk.
Stand by.
Oh no!
Do you have your PlayStation voice share turned on? You should. No, it's not PlayStation.
You are not coming in.
Yeah.
I can hear everybody's
That's
voice.
your.
Yours.
That's probably your mix on OBS. Hello.
Unga bunga otunga.
Ah! What?
Okay, you're still not coming through.
Is this better? Let's see.
Stand by.
Cat pure. Yeah. Oh, hello there. Hello there. Yeah, you can hear me
Hello.
now. Cool. And now I'm gone? Shit. That's not very nice. Okay, thanks.
Hear you through the stream now.
Yep. Alright. We're fine. Gotcha. So, because I wasn't being heard earlier, one of our players is out currently, and they'll probably be back next week. Currently, they've got something, so it's not of particular pressure because we're just doing a filler episode today, technically. So
We will make
Filler
this the
arc.
most chaotic filler episode possible.
yeah.
Or it'll
But
be just enough pleasant doing errands.
Yeah. But as I was saying earlier, as of right now, there are a few jobs, one of which being the classic rats in the basement job, which happens fairly on in most adventurers' careers. So,
Let's go deal with some rats.
the rats.
Sounds good to me. Rats.
Where the rats?
Be possessed by a helpful spirit that will just do whatever it was they were going.
Yeah, nah. I want to make sure everybody's here for like important story beats and see how they would react personally. So rats are cute. Thanks very much. They can also be a detriment to many a food storage. So
Well, I already have an idea of how to take care of them.
all right, what's your idea?
So
We
I think we're just gonna set up traps
Ah, that's
Nothing lethal, just something just to capture them and then just release them out in the
Release
wild.
them later.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Take them somewhere safe and very far away.
Very far away.
So
All right.
I feel like I
wouldn't
could
disagree
put
with
together
that.
some stuff using my burglar's pack.
You have your burglar's pack. There's also a general store in town that you could potentially buy some more resources from to help you in your in your ventures here. So
Do we want to stop by the general store or see what we can make do?
I will bring this.
We're not exactly flush.
Yeah, I will bring this note. I will note this to you. The job is paying 5 ale marks. So per head, that is, of rat per rat. That is.
Per rat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You'll be saving a lot of time and money down the line if you take care of this earlier. I know that oftentimes that methodology tends to, backfire, because oftentimes, like, the British Empire did this with the British Raj, where people will breed the rats and stuff like that and turn them in for extra money. But that's what a lot of people, like, seeing this job posting or be like, if I just wait longer, I'll get paid more. But
No, then it gets out of control.
You guys understand that, from what I can tell. So it's just like, let's get this over with. So
We're into the mage's bedroll. Oh god.
yeah.
All right. Onward.
All right. So, first part of the job, what you doing?
We're at least rolling up to the place where the job needs to be done,
Alright.
and just see what's what.
So you walk up to this house, essentially, and somebody's just like, "Oh, hello there. I've had a problem. I'm assuming you've come for the rat job."
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Thank goodness. I've been waiting for somebody to do this job for a while now. Honestly, I'm starting to think that I shouldn't have left a price per rat, because now that I'm thinking about it after the job posting, that is probably going to result in people not taking the job. But I'm glad you guys showed up regardless.
Yeah.
We are happy to.
And I appreciate that. So it's it's going to be in my cellar, and that's within that's the entrance is just to the right of the house from the front door.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess prepare yourself, get whatever preparations you need. I'm not. Is there anything that you need? Are you gonna kill them? If you kill them, that's fine. If you just capture them and take them out, that's fine too. I just want them gone.
Just want them gone.
Yeah.
The ye old bag of rats.
You said
I
bag of rats.
I looked at
It's an old D&D term.
you see a mischievous glint in Merle's eye.
What's that about, sir? You're looking quite conniving right now.
Oh, don't worry.
Oh, okay.
We'll take care of your problem.
Well, I appreciate
First, we're
that.
just gonna take a little peek, see what's what.
All right. I guess
I'm gonna
casing it's probably a good idea.
open up the cellar and just. I'm imagining it's pretty dark in there.
Oh yeah.
All right.
This is the part of the party that doesn't have dark vision.
I have a lantern though. So.
I have dark vision.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Actually, I'll let him look in. I'm not
I'm
gonna.
gonna peer in.
All right. You see it. It's, for the most part, you don't see a whole lot. Like, you saw some rats like scurry away, like from the light as the hatch opened. But other than that, it doesn't look like there's an excessive amount of rats down here. It's not like
I
the
wish-
floor's crawling with them.
Because they're in the walls, of course.
They're in the walls.
I'm gonna try to do something.
Oh yeah, what's up?
Can I try to? I don't have this spell,
All right.
but I'm gonna try to cast sleep or something. Like we decided non-lethal. I want to see if I can just will them to go to sleep.
So you think about it, like roll a Constitution check in this case.
Roll, think sleepy thoughts, brother.
He's trying to conjure up. It's just like, I want those to sleep really bad. So he's trying
16.
to conjure up from his blood the ability to cast the sleep spell. Alright. I think you can add sleep to your repertoire of known spells.
Awesome.
You expend a spell slot. And up to 24 hit points of rats go to sleep.
Is that how it works on sleep?
I think so.
Well,
I think I gotta roll.
anything within a radius
Oh,
that
yeah,
is
that's true.
at or below that
Yeah.
that damage roll, quote unquote.
Yeah.
It is 5d8.
5d8. Alright.
I don't have that many d8s, so I'll just roll.
Alright. And how many?
I now have the sleep spell. Let's go.
Alright. As it turns out, the wizard, the sorcerer cast sleep, and it slept my computer. It's wonderful.
What a powerful sleep spell.
Indeed.
Oh no.
It is wonderful. Well, let me just determine how many rats are inside of this basement. Okay. He maxed out the roll and caused my computer to go to sleep. Well, that's wonderful.
You didn't prep for the rats in the basement? Wow.
Wow.
Wow, worst DM ever.
I
Alright,
don't even know why we played this game.
there are 18 rats in the basement.
So when I ended, and it was 23 hit points.
You rolled a 23 on it?
Yep.
Cool. Well, that was enough to sleep all of the rats, and also caused my computer to crap itself. So,
All right, Merrill, do you have a bag?
So Merrill just takes his burlap cloak.
mm-hmm.
And he's like, you know I'm always prepared, brother.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know how long this will last, so we must clear them out now.
I immediately like undo it from my neck and just drop down into the cellar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rounding up those rats as quick as I can.
Are you lighting a lantern so you can catch them quicker?
Yes.
All right. I mean, the light's not going to cause them to wake up.
I'll
so.
use prestidigitation to make light from my hand.
Okay. That light's going to be definitely a lot smaller, like a bright light to about 10 feet out. And...
Are there torches down here?
No,
I
there's
have a
not. Like
lantern. I have a lantern.
the torches would cause some issues regarding that, because it's kept closed. Oxygen kind of can run out a little bit too.
Again, I have a lantern. I have a
Yeah.
tinderbox, so I'm just gonna quickly do that.
You guys got it more or less covered. So, but you round up the rats.
It was just a little. It's like a little game of hide and seek.
Yeah. All of the rats. You catch them, and you bring them back upstairs, and you meet with the contractor, and they respond with, "Oh, thank you so much. Here is your money. I appreciate it I appreciate your efforts quite fully. I probably let it go on for a bit too long. How many do you have with you?"
18 it seems.
Ooh, yeah. I wish somebody would have come sooner. Here's 90 ale marks as per the contract.
Woo. Woo.
All right. So 30 each.
Yep.
30 ale marks a piece is not bad. That's good money.
That's
That's
about 30 mugs of ale or 15 nights worth of room and board. So two ale marks will get you basically a full night's rest, food for the night, all of that stuff for all of that price. So in lower end taverns, of course. But
Of course. We're at the point where ale marks are really are only.
yeah, they're going to be a pretty major currency for a good period of time.
Mhm.
So okay, so
So, let's go release these rats somewhere.
mhm.
So
There is a forest on the edge of town. However, you feel like that could potentially
probably go a little further than that.
Yeah.
because they'll probably find their way back into a jailhouse or something. So
Mhm.
Yes, we'll go a little further.
no, I don't think they're going to put rats in somebody else's house to make more money.
That would be mean.
That would be mean.
The thought crossed my mind, but no.
This campaign's giving me big Bloomborough energy.
Mm-hmm. I have little context for that. So
Alright, so
It was the all like furry creatures set for magic.
yeah.
Let's go find a creek or something out in the wild, so they have water close, and they'll stay near the water.
Yeah.
alright, so I guess that would be like what, survival?
Yeah, like do a survival check.
Who would do that?
Who would do that? Does anybody in the group have proficiency in those things?
I am not
Nope.
proficient in survival.
I am not either. Is Ook back?
I think Ook might have the proficiency here, or like at least is better at it.
Did Ook ever come back?
It's a good question. No,
He is
And
back.
he was here for a bit,
he was here
and
for
then
a
he's
minute.
gone again.
Oh, his internet crapped out again.
It messed up. Yes, my favorite. Storage.
Technical difficulties simulator.
Technical difficulty simulator.
Love it.
Yep.
He's back!
He's here!
What did you miss?
Wait.
What did you miss?
What did I miss? I'm
Like,
not
what's
even
left?
really sure.
So they were talking about, like, where to put the rats.
Oh, okay. Let's get rid of these rats and see what else we can get up to in town.
So, currently they're looking for a safe place for them to, you guys to put them and, make sure that they have some resources to live off of for a while.
So they have no. So they have no.
So,
I guess it's
Reason.
not. They can't just come back.
so, they're looking for a survival check.
Okay.
And I believe you're the best one for that in this party.
Oh yeah, I'm +6 in survival. Okay.
Yeah.
We will roll a survival check.
Alright.
Shake, and 13 + 6, dirty 20.
Very cool. So you take like about a 30-minute walk, and you see like a small little pond, and around it there's some fairly lush greenery, some bugs and stuff like that. You feel like this would probably be a pretty good place for a rat. There's even like little holes in the ground. From what you can tell too, these holes have been they're pretty vacant of like snakes, and they're vacant of snakes and stuff like that. So they're not going to get like eaten straight away either.
Okay. I'm gonna just set the bag down. I'm imagining they're awake or not yet.
They've been they've been kind of squeaking around on the bag for a little bit because it
only lasts a minute.
only lasted a minute. So they've been like wondering what's going on.
Yeah, I don't want them eating through my cloak, so I'm gonna set the bag down, undo the ties on it, and just release.
Yeah.
Be gone, rats.
Ooh. Unfortunately, a few of them were trying to chew out. So there's a few holes in your burlap sack.
No good deed goes unpunished.
Yeah.
You darn cretins! You ruined my cloak.
Rats in my Valentino white bag?
It's more likely than you think.
It's more likely than you think. Yeah. Alright. So you release the rats, and a few of them are, like, a lot of them scurry out, but a few are, like, a little more hesitant to come out of the bag. But...
Well, I did a thing where I just basically released.
Oh, you just dumped them out of the bag?
I put the bag down.
Flinging
Oh.
the bag around.
I didn't fling it. I just dropped it open, basically it kind of opened up like a tarp.
Yeah. Okay, so you just kind of dropped the bag, the rats out.
Kind of.
No, wait.
Just a giant mound of rats comes out of the bag and it's like, oh crap! And they just like start scurrying about.
Scattered like
Yeah.
roaches.
I am gonna quickly back away from the flood of rats.
You do see one rat turn around and just like get up on its hind legs and look at you.
I just give it a little teensy tiny bit of a
Ook,
rash.
I want you to do an animal handling check.
Animal handling check. Okay.
Yes.
Plus 4 to animal handling.
Oh no.
13 plus 4, 17.
The rat looks at the really big fellow and just starts it kind of like gauges you, and it just slowly comes back and it just looks up at you again. It seems to like you.
I'll put my hand down to the ground so it can climb in if it wants to.
It climbs up, and you can tell like from closer inspection, its eyes are like bobbing in and out.
Oh my God. Must fight the urge to fling the rat. No, Ook is gonna very gently pet it.
It appreciates that very much, and it's like it crawls up onto your crawls up your arm and onto the back of your robe, and just like, you know, finds a little sort of hammock in the neck of the robe, and just kind of curls up in there.
Ook looks over at the brothers. It would appear we have a hitchhiker.
All right. So you see most of the rats have scurried away, and well,
Through my clothes.
that's actually, you can tell that actually you can't really tell if that one was one that did it or not. God damn it. Sorry about
I
that.
don't know. Oh,
Every once in a while, my phone disconnect. I'm just going to remove the connection to my phone right now and just leave it at that, because it's causing more issues than solving. So, all right.
Understandable.
Anyway, you see most of the rats are gone, and one of them is now with your friend Ook. So, what would you guys like to do now? Would return to town?
I mean, we have a pond right here.
That's true.
Is there anything of interest in this pond?
You've been to this pond a few times before. It's mostly you mostly come here for recreational purposes, because there's like some pretty small fish. This is more like a local recreational pond. Most people know that if you catch something here, you toss it back.
Makes sense. I'm just gonna leave it be.
Keep these. Yeah, we'll go back.
All right, you head back through the woods and make your way back into town. You can see there's a little hustle and bustle in the market, like a market square. So you hear somebody go, "Fresh eggs, fresh eggs."
Excuse me, sir. How much per egg?
I'll give you 6 eggs per ale mark.
Who's gonna hold up his 2 massive fingers?
2
dozen, please.
2 dozen. That'll be 4 ale marks.
Hand him the ale marks. Now we have 24 eggs.
Enjoy your
Turn around
purchase.
towards the brothers. This will make a fine meal.
Yes.
That will make a fine several meals.
With how big our family is lately. One meal.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the parents, the brothers, Florian, and Ooks. Ooks probably got a pretty big appetite for being as big as he is. Those eggs are gonna go quick.
No dragons.
Yeah.
Genuine chicken eggs.
From what you from a furtive, like exploration, like deduction. These eggs are all chicken eggs. So. It doesn't look like there's any snake or like, well, corvid eggs. That would be a particularly bad like look for somebody. So.
I would imagine Corvidian eggs are way larger than that.
Oh yeah, they are quite a bit larger, and you.
I would say like close to ostrich size, right?
Yeah, somebody like most people would know that's illegal.
That's
That's child trafficking. We don't do that.
Oh no.
Oh no.
That's horrible.
Let's not.
Let's not explore that too much further.
It makes more sense when you don't think about it.
Yeah.
Yep. So.
I guess isn't there like a board in town just kind of where just drops get posted up? Or are we gonna worry about that later and just deal with the eggs? Because what time is it in the day?
It's earlier in the morning. The rat
Still?
thing took a pretty short amount of time. That was about that was about an hour of your day.
Okay.
The overall exchange is mostly like walking to a pond and finding out where to deposit the rats.
Random thing I want to do when I head over to as I'm making my way through the market.
Yo, what's up?
Anyone have like? Well, I random thing I want to buy.
Yeah, what's up?
10-foot pole.
A 10-foot pole. All right.
Interesting.
So, you take a look around and you see a whittler, and he's been, whittling like little shapes and stuff like that. But he's also made some finely crafted 10-foot, 5-foot, various sized poles. So.
Yeah, I walk up to the whittler. Good day, my good man. I would like to purchase that pole over there.
Which one?
The 10-foot one.
Ah, that one. Took me a little bit, but I'll give you that one for 2 ale marks. That work for you?
Yeah.
All right. So you exchange hands. What's up?
I'm gonna be a little generous and give him 3.
Thank you kindly, sir. Appreciate kind patrons like you. He hands you the pole. He also hands you a little figurine of a. You see, it's a small chimpanzee.
spell.
You guys want to head back home and talk about what the plans are for the day? Eat some lunch.
I
How
must
much
have
does a
done these
10-foot
eggs.
pole weigh?
How much does a 10-foot pole weigh? So we kind of have to go based off of like what type of wood it is. Mostly the wood around this area is oak wood, so it's going to be a hardwood. I would say about half a pound per 2 feet, which would be about 2.5 pounds or something like that.
2.5? Okay.
My thought is actually 2 quarterstaffs in weight,
Oh yeah, 2 quarterstaffs. How much would that weigh?
because it technically is just 2 quarterstaffs.
Yeah, that's right.
Quarter of what?
That'd be
So 8 pounds.
that would be 8 pounds. Yes.
Okay. I just figured there's gonna be some good uses for this. Also, I just
Does it? Is it? Can you break it down?
There is a potential to break it down. Yeah.
yeah, I was thinking that too, of making it like collapsible.
That could potentially be could be an issue, depending on what you're wanting to do with it.
That's also
I will say this: you can potentially just like have the hardwood one be like something you can climb up. You can most definitely do that.
Could I? Cause this is kind of goofy,
Yeah, what's up?
but it might be useful at some point. Pole vaulting.
Okay, so because this one's made out of oak wood and therefore is hardwood, you're not going to be able to do that. However, if you find someone who works in like softwoods, like poplar or something like that, then yeah, then it
you
would
can
be
do what
something.
they do in like old Japanese movies that scale walls, though,
Yeah,
Yeah, where you
and
kind
use
of
it kind of like a
help yourself
ladder.
up the wall. Yeah.
yeah. Oftentimes
Yeah,
with
that's-
like softwood one, you would be like bending it, planning it down, and then you usually wouldn't take it with you. So, but the hard one, wood one, you could climb up it and like take it back up with you. So,
And I'm good with acrobatics, so I could.
Yeah.
I could figure out.
you don't even. I wouldn't say that you even have to use acrobatics. You're skilled enough at climbing that you could just climb up
That's
that.
part of his climb speed.
There's,
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a situation though. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, some uses.
Could come in handy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that strange tome.
Yeah.
We need to figure that. We need to figure that thing out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do we know anybody like a jeweler or anything? Like, there's no magic items.
In this
here
case-
Or something?
In this case, you are looking for a librarian.
Okay.
Like you can tell that this is ancient Reichsrander, so you're gonna want to find somebody who knows that language, and it's more likely that you're gonna find that in a librarian. So
Do we have a library near?
you, in fact, do.
So-
What we're doing next? Do we want to?
Yep.
God, I still got all those eggs on me. I guess
Yeah.
it's not causing any problems. I'll just keep the eggs on me until we get.
We
back
can
to
go
the house.
home.
Also, something
Yeah,
else
eat
to
lunch.
keep in mind. If you don't put eggs in the fridge, oftentimes they can still last a good while outside of the outside of the refrigerator, so they're not going to spoil quickly. Eggs usually stay for a lot longer than people think. So
Well, we don't have that problem here. We have to refrigerate our eggs here in America because we removed that weird film
yeah,
on
but
eggs that makes them
because you're in a
shelf stable.
medieval setting, they don't do that. So
Yeah.
The eggs last.
Yeah. So they don't need to be refrigerated.
I guess we can just hang on to them. I mean, it's not like I'm just like walking with a bag full of eggs or something like that.
yeah.
They're probably like packaged in a way that you.
Yes.
Though I do have to say, the person I would trust most with eggs in this party is Ook. So
Yeah.
Fair.
Um,
Okay.
So we can check the library. Is there another place we could also buy scrolls? I know we don't have magic item stores, but would the
Yeah.
library be able to tell us?
like in terms of scrolls, they're mostly just going to be like literature and stuff like that. It's not going to be of any sort of magical variety. If there were scrolls that the only magical scrolls you usually see are in like noble houses or in ancient ruins, like you saw previously.
Okay, because I was hoping to get our hands.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Revivify is a
or one
really
of like
different.
comprehend language or something.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. So yeah, I would say off to the library.
We're too low a level to be having.
What's up?
I was like, we're too low a level to be having scrolls like that readily available.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe if maybe one at some point you encounter a region that has more lax like heirloom laws, maybe you might encounter some store like that has magical items, but right now you're in a pretty like traditional area, so but beside that, you guys explore town for a little bit, and you eventually come across the library. You've heard of this place before, but you guys haven't really come to it because you haven't seen much purpose in doing so. It's mostly like, oh, hands-on work is not really important. I don't need to find out anything else other than just learning vocationally from people. But now you see an opportune time. You enter the library, and a librarian is sitting at the desk just reading a book, and then they look up for a moment and say, well, hello there. What brings you in today?
Good day. I pull out the tome.
Oh.
I was hoping you could help us translate this.
So
found it in our travels.
Yeah, the librarian looks at the spine of the book. This is quite an old binding that you have here. Not much writing on the front, so it's telling me that it's quite old. Looks inside. Yeah, well, that makes sense from what I'm seeing here. Interesting. I could read this for you now. From what I can tell, this is an ancient form of our language. Beside that, I could also transcribe a book for you. However, that would cost more. However, I can also provide you a discount on that if you give me this book in exchange. Actually, I would just give you the copy in exchange for that. And in fact, if you give this to me, I will also give you all free reign to access books in this library. This is definitely an important archaeological find. So,
I mean, free translation, like free transcribed book and free access to a library. I like that.
Yeah, I'm with it.
Okay. I literally, there was a moment of just looking at the rest of the party for a split second, but okay, yeah.
Alright. I mean, this book would pay for, well, the transcription of this book, and library access for, I'd say, about 5 people.
Well, we have one other party member, and
Alright.
how long does that access last?
Well, library membership for this particular library is a lifetime one. So.
Okay. We'll just make sure to bring our friend with us next time we come to visit.
All right. Well, I can just give you 5 of the. I can give you 5 membership cards and like library cards, and you can give them out to whoever you wish. So.
Oh, okay, cool.
Library card.
Maybe we can give one to Mom. She really likes to read.
No, sounds like a wonderful gift idea for your mother. I can read some of the. I can read some of this for you right now, so that you can kind of get an idea of what you picked up.
How long
feel
would
like-
it take you to transcribe it? Or how long would it take you to read the whole thing and summarize it?
to read the whole thing, this is a decently long book, but I can, if you come back later in the day, I can kind of give you a summary of the entire thing.
Would you mind if we just scrolled around the library until you're done?
Oh, absolutely. You can do that.
Anybody want to do some reading?
Yeah. I mean,
Library memberships are meant to be used.
Out of game.
Yeah.
What skills does everybody have? Because I want to read like manuals on skills that we don't all have.
All right.
So
So
we can like spread.
Merle has knowledge in architectural fields, so
Okay.
he can kind of build whatever he pleases. Merle kind of more or less learns better from like vocationally learning it, however, so he's not going to learn as quickly from reading books. But like seeing somebody on the job, he can kind of pick that up pretty quickly.
yeah, I am a well, not monkey see, Corvid see, Corvid do.
Yeah.
Learn by visuals.
Yeah, he's a very visual learner. Doesn't mean he can't learn from reading, but he definitely learns better.
I have
Doesn't
some knowledge
Kenku-
on the arcane. Go ahead.
Doesn't Kenku Recall actually give you some leeway though when it comes to
Yeah.
reading?
Oftentimes, though, it'll end up with you just like if you want to, you can look at all of the transcription methods used in the library and like learn how to write basically in that manner.
In that style, yeah.
Yeah.
I was actually.
It's great for forgery, but
Mhm.
whether or not you want to actually do that is up
No.
to you.
Nah, not to the library. That's not gonna go well.
Yeah.
Go
I was gonna use my expert duplication for another project, but I'm gonna save that for next session.
I gotcha.
Is there any books on the arcane? I have proficiency in arcane, but
Yeah.
gaining expertise with my 10 intelligence might actually.
Yeah. Expertise
good.
might be a little far out, but eventually I might give that to you.
It's a start.
Yeah, it's a
It's
start.
either that or like. What other things could we do? What
Yeah.
does everybody have for skills?
I am skilled in athletics, history, insight, sleight of hand, and survival.
Alright.
Okay. Merrill?
Acrobatics, deception, insight,
Let
investigation,
me do something
medicine,
real quick.
perception, sleight of hand, and stealth.
And I have acrobatics, arcana, athletics, intimidation, perception, and persuasion.
Yeah.
What the Whittler want?
Yeah.
The Whittler wants. I can't think of anything to continue the alliteration.
Mm.
So
Whittler
Luke has
wants wood.
history.
The
so we don't
widow-
really need to read up on
Whittler
history.
wants wood,
Yeah.
I guess.
The Whittler wants Willow.
Willow.
But in terms of historical documents, you can find a few of them here. Are like
I was gonna.
what's up?
There, go on. Sorry. No, go on.
So in terms of like more arcane lexicons, you can find a few that are primers and like specific types of magic.
Okay. Like that would be more history instead of like it's a weird crossover in history.
Yeah,
and
it's
arcana,
a
right?
it's kind of a weird crossover. It's not really going to teach you much on like how to cast certain spells, but
That's not what I'm interested in to a point.
yeah, it's
I just want to learn knowledge on arcana
yeah,
because I don't have history yet.
yeah, it's mostly stuff about like how magic works, if that makes sense.
I think we can do that later because I can't do expertise yet. I think the history skill is something that. Is there a book on the dragon marked families?
Oh yeah, there is.
Okay. I'd like to find a book on the local dragon marked family and try to learn their history.
Yeah.
If I can't gain proficiency on history itself, proficiency against them is.
Yeah.
definitely good.
Yeah. So, as you look throughout the library, you find the particular section that's regarding like noble histories and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And you pick up one, and it's kind of just like generally about one of the more local families that you've heard about.
Mm-hmm.
This is about the family of the wolf. And the family of the wolf, from what you can kind of glean a little bit, kind of acts in more of a... They have closer familial relations than most families. In fact, that they do a lot of things together and enjoy each other's time a bit more than
Kind of
most.
packed.
Yeah. They also tend to have, like, longer... They tend to grow out their hair longer and kind of have this... They kind of have weird hair growth in comparison to most other families of Lothar, as you know, as you can tell. So there's a lot of Lotharic lineages out of game. Lothar is the name of the individual that kind of started all of these families and ruled over this land until very recently. So, but the family of the wolf typically acts in more of a hit and run style of combat. When they were participating in war, they acted more in like a hit and run tactic sort of combat method.
Cool. Just notating it.
Mm-hmm. From what you can tell from this book, most of the families that you will end up reading about or learning about will have some sort of like genetic predisposition that makes them look a certain way.
Yeah.
So the family of the wolf tends to look more wolf-like.
Kind of like shifters in D&D terms.
Yeah, kind of like that. Is there anything that anybody else would like to learn about?
Can we learn about the history of the general area that we're in?
Oh, absolutely. So, are you talking like particularly local, like Cronenberg or itself, or like Reichsrand as a whole?
We'll start off with the wider, the area as a whole, like the entire.
All right.
What is it? A country, continent?
So Reichsrand is a country. You pick up a book that's title reads A History of Early Reichsrand, and flipping through it, you learn that Reichsrand was one of the first polities to actually separate from the Union that was the Empire of Lothar. This was more of a because of their general geological position in relation to it, related to the rest of the empire, they separated quite quickly when the war started out, because when wars kick out and you have a particularly despotic leader, there can sometimes be civil uprisings that can happen. Reichsrand was one of those first ones.
Okay. So is that all I really learned from it?
Reichsrand also has more of a hard time with food acquisition, so it's most hunting is usually a pretty part of the Reichsrander diet, a large part of it. Other than that, it's more more basic traditions of Reichsrand as it became more of a unified cultural group. Mm-hmm. Stuff like don't stuff like honor your neighbor honor your neighbor if they are to leave. You do not like attempt to speak behind their back. If somebody comes to your doorstep the first night, they will. There's a sort of agreement that's kind of this was associated in real life to ancient Greece, where if somebody shows up to your door, you kind of let them stay for the first night. They are your guest. You treat them with respect. You give them food and shelter them for the night. But after that first night, they're kind of left to their own devices. So you learn basic traditions like that too.
That could come in handy in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Well then, that's all I really had in mind.
All right, Merle, did you have anything in mind?
I was gonna look for maybe a book on how to make traps.
Ah, trap making.
Ooh.
All right. So, according to the library card you read, you can take an amount of books as allocated by the librarian, allows you to. So you're able to check out usually just one book. So if you guys want to check out certain books, that's absolutely fine. You'll be given, if you want to keep a book with you for a while, they'll let you do that.
So so I do have an idea.
Yeah, what's up?
Are there any books in this library on sword fighting?
Absolutely.
I was gonna ask too.
There are a few books on sword fighting techniques.
Okay, can I check one of those out?
Absolutely.
Maybe I can study it and learn something from it.
If there's another book, I'll check it out too.
All right. So you see a few books. You see the martial teachings of the Dwyer, which is a more dwarvish. It teaches you axe fighting techniques that the dwarves would use. Mm-hmm. You have sword fighting of modern Reichsrand, which is several fighting techniques that are taught to modern Reichsrander infantry.
Like sword and board or
two-handing. Sword and board. It also teaches you the ways of fighting with a glaive or halberd. So guard postings and stuff like that. It teaches you basically the varying levels of military within the region. And then another one speaks to you the fighting styles of the ancient Lotharians, which is more of you see that it's more gladiator, more Bronze Age weaponry, so gladiuses and short-bladed weapons. You feel like reading some of these books would give you more insight in how to fight with these weapons with more prowess. So you would learn a feature on what would make this weapon better. So
I would like to have a book that focuses on long swords.
All right.
Switching from one hand to two hand.
Gotcha. In this case, it would be...
He has no interest in shields, unfortunately.
I gotcha. So, you would probably be looking more for... the lexicon of Lotharian fighting would probably teach you about, some of that. But most of what you're looking for is probably within modern Reichsrand, sword fighting. So.
Okay. Which book are you wanting to grab?
Not again!
He got dropped.
Diffed by his internet.
He got diffed. Damn. Quite unfortunate.
Oh, he's back already.
Like you asked.
He got
Technically
gypped and then
asked me
returned
before, so
instantly.
Yeah.
The last thing I heard was he was describing the different sword fighting books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Which book did you want to grab?
Yeah.
Because I'll grab one of them too.
yeah.
I only really heard about the one with the like the axe fighting, like.
Okay.
Dwarven.
So,
Okay.
Dwarven axe techniques is one that is not like so. Wolfram took modern Reichsrand like fighting, like which is like what he was focused on is like long swords and stuff like that. The lexicon on Lotharian fighting, like sword fighting, is something that's still up for grabs. It's more finesse based. And then
I'll take that one.
all right,
I'll check that one out.
cool. All right, so just write those down in your inventories.
And then.
And do leave a note. This is borrowed from the Cronenberg Library. So you don't own it.
What's the title of the book?
So, so for you, Wolfram, it is Modern Reichsrand Fighting Techniques. And for Ook, it is Ancient Lotharian Sword Fighting.
Got it.
Gotcha. All right. So Merle, while these two are looking at sword fighting books, you said like trapping, right?
Yes.
All right. So you see a book that catches your eye. It's fairly thick, and it's called a primer on trapping. A primer on trapping is what it's called, and basically it's kind of verbose in its language, describing on how traps like are used and like their historical context. So you'll see like some that are referring to like box traps and like how it's used for various animals, though typically it's more land-based. So like rabbits and like rats and stuff like that. But like it can be used for catching birds as well, and it's often related to the person who placed the trap having to be present in order to actually catch the animal. And there's various other traps that would be concealed within this book too.
All right, I'll take that.
That book is about 2 pounds. It's a heavy book.
So I'm gonna set the strange tome out and place it with
And
primer for trapping.
that was actually
yeah.
my other question.
Yeah.
How heavy are the books we have?
So for you two, they're about like half a pound.
Okay.
He just found a particularly heavy book that describes
He
a
found
lot
an
of traps.
encyclopedia.
He found an encyclopedia on traps.
So if you don't tell us what the weight is, it's
Yeah.
safe to just assume it's half a pound.
Usually, yeah.
Okay.
So you said a primer on trapping, or
Yeah, primer on trapping.
and 2 pounds. Okay.
Should bring our fellow by here next time
Mm-hmm.
before we leave town, so someone has reading material.
Actually, if I remember correctly, Florian doesn't exactly read.
Oops.
It might actually be scary to give her a book that we borrowed.
Yeah, potentially. There's also something else you can do. You can give Florian the library membership, and then just use that book for yourselves.
True.
There's nothing saying you can't do that.
Game the system.
Yeah.
It would be nice to be able to, like, I like the idea of us giving it to Mom, Meryl.
Mm-hmm.
And if she's not checking out a book for herself, maybe we could tell her, hey, can you run us an errand and go grab a book for us? And then when we come back home, there'll be a book.
Yeah.
But Mom likes reading too, so.
It's not a bad idea.
All right. So as you guys finish looking around for books, the librarian calls back. Hey, I think I've got that summary ready for you.
Oh, okay.
What have you learned?
So, reading through the book, I've discovered that this is kind of a writing from the early points of the War of Darkness.
Oh.
The what?
The War of Darkness was kind of like an ancient war, like incredibly old. This was a war between two Corvid factions, funnily enough. Like, this was before, like, you know, everything else went down. So, this is pre-Lotharian Empire. It's that old.
DM, in the grand scheme of things, how long ago was that?
It's probably like several thousand years ago.
Oh shit. Older than I thought.
Yeah.
So, with that knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
they did translate a new book for us, right?
Yeah. So,
Or we
the
just read
At least the
it.
summary.
the transliteration of the book is kind of like going to take a while. That always does, because at this point in time there's no printing or anything like that. You have to handwrite the entire thing. But because the librarian here can read this, they're giving you a summary as of right now as an exchange for you actually giving them the book.
Okay. That's exactly what I thought was
Mm-hmm.
a good idea.
But as you but the librarian conveys to you that this comes from a more human perspective, particularly of those that were left behind by the Corvid. Like, so there were basically two sides. One side was led by a incredibly ancient Corvid that learned the powers of bringing back the dead, and essentially use that power to accumulate an incredibly large mass of just undead creatures. And as kind of a retaliation, the other side proceeded to give magic to various different creatures and proceed to uplift them in various ways. It kind of describes how the magistrate of the Broods kind of gave uplifted several groups to, fight for them, essentially. So there were uplifted humans that were taught magic, as were the great apes were taught how to actually, they were uplifted in the manner of, they were awakened. They were able to, clearly think and fight. And as a result, they were used more as, shock infantry or, shock troops for the army as a whole. And it also describes how the raccoons were used as more of a, espionage or, scouting force. Essentially, it describes, how the early history went, but how this specific group of them, of humans, was kind of left in the dark, not knowing exactly what to do as they were caught behind enemy lines.
Okay.
That is quite a story there.
There's a lot to digest and all that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'm just kind of summarizing it. There is a few more details in here, of course, but I don't want to take up too much of your time. So.
Well, I mean, yeah, keep on looking into that. I am curious.
I'll probably give you some context for it too if I get the opportunity to. So.
Your help would be greatly appreciated.
I see you have collected some books. Would you like me to check them out for you?
Yes, of course.
please.
All right. So I see we have Lotharian sword fighting. Very interesting book. I see that. I see that you've picked up modern Reichsrand fighting techniques. That is. I see that most of you are interested in combat. Although now I'm looking at you, it kind of seems obvious. And I see you have picked up a primer on trapping. Normally, I would not allow somebody to walk out with a book of that magnitude, as they can get damaged quite easily, and we would rather keep them in a much finer shape. However, seeing as how you've brought back an important archaeological find, I think we can allow this just once. Well, is that everything for you today?
Indeed it is.
Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and hope to see you again.
Thank you for your help, library son.
Indeed.
Who gives a deep bow to the librarian before we turn around and leave?
The librarian does a deep bow back.
How accommodating.
So yeah. Well,
Alright.
After all that, what time of day is it?
I would say, due to the required amount of time for summarizing, the librarian was quite a quick reader, but even then, it still took a bit of time. I would say it's approaching the evening.
Can we squeeze in another small adventure, or what's everybody thinking?
you know what? I kind of want to start a project
Alright. What are we looking at?
between studying the trap book.
Hmm.
You said it's approaching evening. I don't know who's all open for business still.
Some general stores are still open. And then, of course, there's taverns open.
I want woodworking supplies.
Okay. So you see that the whittler's still, whittling away in his stand. Most of the others have left, as they're not as intensive businesses, but he's still sitting around, just doing his thing, because he loses track of time pretty quickly, but he enjoys what he does.
The whittler wants what the whittler wants.
Yep. Any specific area you would like to look for this resource from?
Like, what do you?
Who would you like? Would you like to go to a general store, or would you like to ask a specific person?
General store.
All right.
I guess. I'll just
What's up?
ask I'll just ask you the question straight up.
Yeah.
What would it take to get together the materials to? Okay, I want to make a replica, as close as possible. A replica of the box we found.
A replica of the box you found. Well,
yes. As close as I can get to it without the magic side of things.
All right. So from what you can tell, there's a hinge inside of the box. You can't really tell how that operates because you haven't seen the hinge yet. Other than that, it's completely, like, dead smooth.
Okay. Because I just want to make a dummy box.
Absolutely.
I just want to get the weight and the feel of it just right.
You
Alright.
can make several.
Well,
Just scatter them all over the place.
based off of your ability to for mimicry, which means that you're fairly decent at forgery of not only writings but objects as well, and the fact that you have actually worked in construction before, I would say that what you would need is the particular wood that would be used in this case, although in this case it would be of a dark oak variety. That's going to drive you some price, and then you're going to need the planers and just general goods to actually do that, so just a carpenter's kit would.
Next time
Do
we
it.
go to the library, can try to remember to look at arcane lock. I doubt they have
So-
any of
You keep cutting out.
Yeah.
Oh, next time we go to the library, let's try to find a book on arcane lock.
Unlock. Okay.
Well, we at least need to find a spellcaster capable in this.
Yes.
What I gauged from that identified. Gonna be hard.
Hard. Yeah. Okay.
9th level arcane lock.
Yeah. 9th level arcane lock. That's gonna be hard to come by. Even finding a person who can cast that.
Mhm. Wolfram wouldn't even be able to come close to that until level 17.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. It's gonna be wild. Okay. But yeah. I guess. How rare is dark oak around here?
It's definitely going to be in the rare variety, but there have been some harvests of it as of late. It's just going to drive you more of a price.
How much are we talking? I guess.
We're talking about, in the terms of like the local region and the amount you're looking for, it's probably going to drive you at least one kroner.
We have they're also called favors, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have a favor. We have a few favors amongst us.
Yeah. It's just like this is one of like a more noble favor. Essentially, you're exchanging the kroner for like an amount of wood that would be usually asked for by like nobility, because it drives more of a price around this region. More nobles are looking for this type of wood. But like the amount you're looking for is only going to drive you 1 kroner.
Okay. But that would just be for the wood itself, right?
Yes, that's for the wood itself.
What
For
else
the
does he
supply,
need to build
for
the
the
box?
it would be a carpenter's kit. You said.
Yeah,
What
you would
you
need a
said?
carpenter's kit. Carpenter's kits, however, are going to run for less price. So, like, most
Yeah.
kits are going to run for about, I'd say, about 3 ill marks or something like that. Like,
I
the
can go
more
pick that up.
the more
go pick
vocational
that up.
ones, the more
I can go-
vocational ones are going to be about, like, in your, like, ill mark region. The more, like, specialized ones are going to be, like, Pfeffermunzen, stuff like that. But
I'll
sorry,
go pick that up from the general store while you go get the wood because we're limited on time.
Okay, yeah, I'll go get the wood then.
And I went ahead and I just tools. Ook, is there anything you need from the general store?
I believe we are okay.
I don't have. I was borrowing my cobbler's tools and tailor's tools
yeah.
from Dad, or Dad's cobbler tools, Mom's. Can I
Yeah.
purchase my own?
Absolutely.
How much would that be per kit?
Okay, so you walk in, like it would probably be about the same price, but you walk in and you see a woman that goes, "Hello, what can I get for you?
I almost shot soda out of my nose.
What can I get
I-
for you today?"
I would like some tools gathering tools for me and my brother.
Oh, absolutely. What are we looking for today?
I'm looking for cobbler's tools and tailor's tools, and he would like some carpenter's tools.
All right. Let me look amongst my inventory. She opens up like her ledger and like looks through it. Ah, I do believe that we have the cobbler's tools and the carpenter tools in the back. The tailor's tools, however, should be up front. If you would kindly look for them and bring them to me.
And then I'd also like a gift for a friend.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
A weapon sharpening tool.
Oh, I see. That should be in the general arming section. If you could look at
I'll gather all the tools.
the general
She asked
arms.
Yes. I'll go ahead and grab all the tools that I was looking for and bring them back to the counter.
You look in the general arms section, and it's pretty like standard quality. They're not a high quality, but they're not like rusty or anything like that. They're just like the basic level that most people would ask for.
I'll grab 2 of the weapon sharpening and maintaining.
All right. Is that all for you today, dearie?
Yes, ma'am. How much does that cost?
So, for the toolkits, that will be about, I would say, 9 ale marks, I would say.
Okay.
And then for the sharpening kits, that would be 4 apiece. So, 4 ale marks apiece.
Okay, so 17 altogether?
Yes, that would be it.
Alright. Alright. You wouldn't happen to have any dried cheese, would you?
Dried cheese. Look in our dried goods section. I think that would serve you well.
What do they have? How much do you usually charge for the cheese?
For cased cheeses, in this case, like what are you looking for in this case? Just anything?
I have a mouse kin friend.
Oh.
And she's a little under the weather.
I sure hope their temperament is quite good. Many I've met are quite vile creatures.
They tend to be very nice, but we also learn to cheese.
I think your perceptions might be quite skewed. I've had a few issues with them before.
Just don't feed them after midnight.
It's like a fucking mogwai.
Alright. How much are they gonna charge me for the cheese?
Regardless, I believe that you should okay. You can purchase our local cheddars for about 1 ale mark, about for £1. Our more exotic cheeses will probably go for about 2 to 3 ale marks for each pound.
I'll take 1 pound of the cheaper stuff, and then and then a 1 pound of the more exotic stuff.
Okay, so you pick up 1 pound of cheddar, and another pound of Munster.
Okay, we're gonna have Munster with those eggs. We're gonna have Munster omelets.
Yo. Damn, why do all our like D&D campaigns always have like talks of food, like, or like some sort of cooking involved?
I swear, I take better care of my D&D characters than I do myself in real life.
That's fucked.
Alright, dear, that'll be 20 ale marks altogether.
Alright, here you go.
Thank you very much. I appreciate your patronage. You have a wonderful night.
You too. I'll take it. Alright. We'll return home. Ook.
We'll go to Merle real quick. So, Merle, you walk up to the lumberyard, and you see some fairly brawny men just doing their job, just like, throwing logs up into the sawmill and stuff like that. You walk up to one of them.
Good evening, gentlemen. I would like to purchase some oak wood if you possess any. Dark oak, specifically.
Boys, you see where we put the dark oak earlier? Yeah, I got some right here. Alright, I think we have some for you. You don't look like the noble type, though. What's this all about?
Oh, just a little project.
It's quite a steep price you got there. It's about, I'd say 2 kroner for that.
DM.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
I guess buying enough for just the box,
Yeah.
would you still say 2 kroner?
Do an insight check. You're definitely in a situation where you're
Oh, shoot.
you're being
Okay.
handled with somebody.
22.
22. You know absolutely that the amount that you're asking for is 1 kroner, and he's asking for 2 for it.
I don't know, my good man. I don't need much. You sure that I can't get a decent amount of the wood for 1 kroner?
Darn it. I was thinking you were one of those ignorant son of guns. Alright. Well,
What's a gun?
exactly. I don't even quite know myself.
Exactly.
I think I know what those are. It's gunneries. It's more like, those cannon. Like, I've heard about cannons before. I think
Oh, yeah.
those Dwyer use them or something. Anyway, they call them gunneries, I guess. But, I guess the cannons themselves would be called guns, but you're definitely...
That is actually
What's up?
just random out of the thing. Gun is another term for cannon way back when.
Yeah. But I guess subject to your intelligence, which is much higher than I was penning it, though I should have kind of expected that. I've heard a little bit about you before, Merle, right?
Indeed.
You've worked in our...
I do put out my hand to
Yeah.
shake it.
He responds in kind, shakes you firmly, shakes your hand firmly, not you in general.
I grabs him by the shoulders and rattling garbage. You son of a bitch!
That's what Ook was gonna do to him if he tried anything funny with you.
I mean, I've heard some of my boys have worked with you before, so I should have expected it. But yeah, that'll be 1 kroner for this.
Okay. I do draw the kroner and hand it to him.
All right. Well, that'll be a pallet's worth of it, and a pallet in this case would be like a pallet of wood would typically be about quite a bit more wood than you're needing right now. Probably in an excess.
Having a little extra.
Yeah, just in case you mess it up.
Mm-hmm.
And we also have the pallet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So I take it Ook's probably with him.
No, you were Luke was with you. I'm pretty certain. Merle.
Figured out a way to get the pallet home.
Yeah.
Go on.
Merle was kind of like on his own. However, honestly, Merle was probably going to be able to take care of this mostly by himself, considering is a contractor for buildings and stuff like that. So.
How much does that pallet weigh?
It would probably be like 50 pounds.
With the dark oak?
Yeah.
Okay. You were about to say something else, weren't you?
If I did, I forgot it, and it was probably not. It's not super intrinsic, I don't think. So.
If you don't remember, it must not have been that important, right?
It's just leaving Charlie out in the rain.
Yeah.
Merle out in the rain,
Yeah.
tugging this heavy pallet of wood.
Everybody else is back home eating dinner.
Seeing as how you provided us with this this favor, I think it's only a responsible thing to do. Have some of our boys take it with you wherever you need to go. So
Oh,
we'll send some
I
boys your way. Then.
appreciate it. So, me and a few of merry men make our way back home.
So how'd you get that money? Like I don't remember like anything related to like any contracted jobs that were related to that.
I look at him for a second, kind of look down at my, fact that my attire is like more adventurer like looking. I'm like, a little errand for.
Ah, I
some
see.
people.
What was it like?
Well, a little more violent than I was hoping, but we resolved it.
Yeah, I mean that's how adventuring usually goes. Usually more bloodshed than you'd expect.
Not as much as I was actually expecting. to be
Oh,
honest.
well that's good at least.
They saw a reason.
I'm guessing not too many of them did though. I'm guessing.
Yeah, that's
Regardless,
is
what
this life.
like I think I remember what it was now. Wasn't there a job to like find a missing caravan or something like that?
Meryl's gonna hesitantly be like, yes.
Yeah, I think I recently saw somebody take that down. So, all right. Well, that kind of explains the whole situation to me. But it's good to see you were successful in that, though. And like you continue pulling it
Well,
home.
I couldn't have done it alone. My brother, you know him, and
Yeah.
a few other friends helped out,
All right.
or I helped them out. I don't know. Depends on the perspective.
Regardless, it seems like you got yourself a pretty lucrative situation.
Yes.
And you continue
And
off
very
back
good.
to the nest, I guess. But
Meryl's gonna make sure not to give it too many details away.
yeah.
But yeah.
You've noticed that they didn't ask too much about the wood. It's just like, oh, I know what he does. He works in contracting and stuff like that. He's probably doing some like personal project with it. Yeah.
So I get home, I guess.
Yeah.
After a little while,
Yeah.
and it's, I'm guessing, pretty much dusk now.
It's approaching dusk.
We get there around the same time.
Yeah.
Oh, hey, brother.
Hey, brother.
You see that
Well-
the two like lumber mill workers are still there. It's like, gosh dang, well dang, that's a big guy over there.
Oh
Well
yes.
met, carpenter son.
Well, you sure look pretty versed in just in general. Like I think you look pretty wise. Could I shake your hand?
Compliment is greatly appreciated.
Could I shake your hand?
Of course.
Reaches out.
Shake his hand from 10 feet away.
I've never seen anyone like you before.
This is one of the friends I was mentioning. This is Ook.
Well, there's no wonder you actually succeeded.
Exactly.
Well,
Kind.
you enjoy your recent acquisitions, and we'll be back on our way.
Oh, before you go, actually,
Oh, yeah?
I figure I would do you a little kindness for helping me bring the pallet all this way.
Absolutely.
I'm gonna hand them I'm gonna hand them each 4 ale marks.
Well, would you see that? Eric, we got ourselves a couple nights well, we get to hang out in the influence. That's gonna be fun. You're sure right. Well, you folks have a good night. Won't be bothering you much further than that unless you come over to us. So.
You shall likely hear from us again.
They start heading off and waving back.
Well, I guess we did. They set the pallet right in front of the front door.
Yep.
Not right in front of the front door, like off to the side. Yeah.
Well, I guess we should get this wood inside.
I got us a pallet too.
Ooh, more wood.
I guess random question, DM, about
Yeah.
the pallet.
Yeah.
Like, is it rolls? I'm guessing.
They were carrying it in tandem.
Okay.
Is it like a modern pallet?
More.
Somewhat, like it kind of has like handholds on it. It's somewhat similar, but not like it's not all the same, of course.
If we don't use this right away, we could technically put it in the corner and let our mouse fellow Florian sleep on it. Their bedroll. Maybe we can even get him a bed or something later. If we don't use it right away. We might end up using it.
We'll have a use for it at some point, whatever it'll be. So, in the meantime, I guess we just coordinate trying to get it through the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh God, we're gonna have to get it through the door.
I would think we
Can't Ook just,
take
like, pick it
one
up
of every
and-
piece.
I feel like Ook could pick it up and carry it like a pizza platter. Just get his massive hand up underneath it, just walk with it
Yeah.
himself.
Well, first it is gonna, each piece.
It's
of
a
wood
little
is-
bit wider than the door, unfortunately, so you're gonna have to take it like somewhat piece by piece. Though I think like a few trips for Ook and Wolfram should be able to take it through. So.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, boys, I see you've got yourself you've got yourselves something new. What's with all of the wood?
Oh, just a little project.
All right.
Speaking of wood,
Where did the box go, by the way?
Florian's cuddling it.
It's under the bed, and Florian just kind of has their hand on it, like just making sure that it hasn't gone anywhere.
So for brother, I got you your carpenter's tools that you asked for.
Oh, thank you.
They weigh 6 pounds.
Okay. So I'm gonna not have to worry about the dark oak palette.
And Ook, I got you
I
weapon.
was
I
approaching
got you
by
a weapon
carrying
care
the-
kit.
Like, Ook acts like the first time Ook actually makes like a monkey noise. Like, oh. Oh. You
It's
are
just a
too
simple
kind,
one.
Wolfram Dono.
And
Ook is
then-
clearly extremely pleased with the weapon sharpening kit. It is of excellent quality.
It is just a weapon care kit, and it weighs 2 pounds.
Ook is extremely happy as he fawns over everything in the kit.
Of course, it's a rag and oils and like.
He's barely
whatnot.
suppressing a shit-eating grin.
You see that it's oh, yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say he's a simple man with simple wants and needs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You see that it's approaching like nighttime now.
Well, mother, I bought some Munster cheese. As I pull out a pound of cheese.
Pound
on the
of it.
table.
Shunk.
You want us to make
Table
omelets?
creaks under the weight.
Well, I think I'll make something with it tomorrow morning. Is there did you just want cheese?
No. Ook, did you
Ook
want to put
produces
those
the
Munster?
2 dozen eggs from his robes.
Oh, wonderful. We're going to have ourselves some Munster omelets tomorrow. That sounds like a great idea. Well, boys, I think... Well, I'm going to turn in for the night. How about you guys just enjoy yourselves with... Just go to the tavern, have some fun. I think that's probably a good idea for you.
Okay. Ook, I also got some cheddar cheese for Florian, but I don't want to give her the whole thing. I'll let you...
Am I gonna have precedence over the cheese?
Yeah,
Okay.
Alright.
just 1 pound of cheddar cheese.
I'll preside over the cheese and make sure it's divvied out very carefully.
To
Oh,
her,
as you do
or
that,
we can use it as rations.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna break like a fingernail-sized chunk off the edge that he just gave me,
Mm-hmm.
and tuck it into my robe where the rat is.
Ah, yeah.
Yes.
I haven't forgotten about our pet.
Yeah. You come up with a name for him yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. He's just like little friend right now. Alright. You see...
Kleine Freunde.
You see Mom putting away the eggs and like putting them on the shelves. Just, you know, putting them off for later.
So, what is the agenda for tonight?
I mean, we can kind of just chill and get an early start tomorrow, or we can go have us a few ales.
I think I'm actually gonna get started on this box here.
Do you need assistance, or do you...
No, I think I'm good.
Ook, can you show me how to use a weapon kit?
But of course, Wolfram Dono.
So those weapon care kits, I guess, we'll use to finish off the night and sharpen and care for our weapons.
Gotcha.
Who takes a cross-legged stance across from you, sits down and carefully pulls out his swords.
Yeah.
Shows you the process of gently sharpening it, stropping it, polishing the blade, treating it against the elements, all good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
For Ook, it's just second nature.
Wolfram, for you, living with with your family, a lot of them taught you vocationally, so you had to learn a lot of stuff just by seeing it oftentimes. So, really, when it comes down to it, you learn it pretty quickly. This is the first time you've seen somebody do it, but after a short period, it's just like, oh, this is second nature.
The little wax on, wax off moment.
Yeah, a little bit of a wax on moment.
Alright, so yeah, I'm gonna start the process of
Alright.
working on that. Oh yeah, carpenter's tools. How much do those weigh again?
6 pounds.
Yeah.
I went and looked it up because you're a bit...
6 pounds, you said?
Yeah, and I also had them in my inventory.
Alright.
For the library
So-
card, I put it 0 pounds. Is that cool?
Yeah, it's fine.
Okay.
It's basically a piece of paper.
Let's see. What do I roll for doing this?
I mean, as long as you have the article right next to you, I think it's kind of just like just a matter of time just looking at it. And you've worked with carpenter's tools before. They just haven't been yours. This is your first time owning carpenter's tools. So it's just going to take it's going to take some time to learn how to make to look at it and like observe it. But other than that, it's not going to be a difficult process.
Well, I'm guessing smoothing it out and making it so like
It's
the
just gonna
screw
take a
nose
while.
seams- Well,
What's up? Oh, the
about-
seams.
yeah, and fast
Yeah.
tracking the process a little bit. I
Mhm.
I do want to. I don't necessarily want to take my time. I do want to kind of.
Yeah. You feel like if you were to do it properly, it would take some time. It would definitely take some time to do so.
Okay.
Because this is like something that requires. It's not only like you know how to do it, it's also like the amount of time and care put into it.
I get you.
Brother, I would take your time with it.
Thank you for the reminder, brother. Somewhat sarcastically, but also taking the advice to heart.
Yeah.
assembling
We hadn't
these
anybody knocking on our
with
door for
IKEA.
the box yet, but we haven't been flaunting that we have it.
I'd like to keep it that way.
I imagine it is only a matter of time.
The
How-
biggest
I
fight over
guess
that
what's-
box is getting Florian to separate it from it when we leave.
Would you give me an estimate on that one, DM? How long it would take?
About a couple of days.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
No.
Okay, that I can handle.
Yeah. Just take your time with it. You're
Okay.
in an intermediary period of time. You have enough money to do whatever you want for within reason, of course. But you know, enough to live off of.
I have a few ideas for the next few days on our own to go do stuff. One of mine is if Ook and Wolfram can do Wolfram wants to like read in the book and then like try to do the maneuvers that the book is trying to teach with Ook.
So you're just trying to, set up a plan for the next few days and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then I want to go I want to go learn some blacksmithing a little bit too. See if
I mean, you have the rest of the week to do that. It's gonna be like, it's 4 more days until the beginning of next week. So.
Okay.
But other than that, I think out of character and stuff like that. I feel like the way I want to end most of these is like returning home, going to a tavern, or going to camp. So.
Okay.
So
that makes sense. What are we running on time?
This is about 2 hours here soon.
Okay. So one more day and then we'll finish the session, or you want to just do a quick what we want to do for the week?
For the most part, I think because you're going to be taking your time, you'll get to it eventually. There's not many roles you need to do regarding that. So.
Okay. So my big focus is probably in the morning, trying to see if I could take blacksmithing lessons and learn how to blacksmith.
Yeah.
And then practicing with Ook at night. A little bit of what
most
what
skills,
I'm learning in the book.
I will say this, will take a much larger amount of time.
Yeah,
So it's gonna be like
it's not overnight.
it's gonna be like months on end of actually doing blacksmithing to actually learn it. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
I would say over the week when I'm not working on the box, I would be reading through that book of traps.
All right. Most of this is just like to keep kind of a continuity, let people know what your characters will be doing over the week, but yeah.
What does Ook want to do?
Yeah.
I mean, other than practicing, trying to learn what I can from the book and practicing my swordplay,
Alright.
I am going to think of a name for our new pet.
Alright.
Apparently, we've got a little rat that seems to want to stick with us.
Yeah.
Apparently, we treated them well enough that now it doesn't want to leave.
Well, there's one thing for sure. Casting sleep on them was definitely one of the better ways of dealing with it.
Yeah.
Better than just running around
Yeah.
the basement trying to snatch them up.
Just doing the Benny Hill moment.
Yeah.
This has been a very peaceful vibe in the campaign.
Yeah.
For campaign, but I kind of just dig that, and having sleep in a repertoire is actually because instead of like, I know I'll probably eventually I might end up with a fireball, but having a sleep that we want to just deal with these guys non-lethally.
Yeah.
Is probably a better option.
In some cases, I know that that there's potential, like there's a definite potential in the future where like diplomacy is not going to be an option, but as of right now, however, I feel like a lot of things you're gonna come across are just more human in nature. So.
I might also, while I'm at it,
Yeah.
I'm thinking about getting a club for Merle, because just something that could make more sense with non-lethal damage other than flinging daggers.
So like a nightstick.
Yeah.
Oh my
Because yeah, it had to be a finesse weapon still for roguey
The
stuff.
beating
Yeah.
stick.
Yeah, nightstick.
I will say, like, I would include clubs in potential finesse weapons. It just depends on what, what type of wood that they're made out of. So
Oh, like a billy club or something.
Yeah.
lighter woods are going to be more finesse weapons, and like heavier ones are going to be
And it would be
non-
like half a quarter staff. It wouldn't be a fucking
Yeah.
yeah.
like an actual like unga bunga club.
Oh,
big,
yeah,
meaty
no.
head.
It's like a headless mace most oftentimes.
Does it do
Yeah,
the same
very cool.
damage? What would it do damage of? The
Clubs do 1d4 damage. It's just bludgeoning.
dagger? I'd love to see you throw that thing like Daredevil.
I mean, he has the dex for it.
Remember, in real life, there are such things as throwing sticks.
True.
Can a sling be non-lethal? You're
Uh,
throwing daggers.
slings can technically... no, I wouldn't count slings amongst non-lethal weapons. They are definitely...
Depends on the projectile.
They are essentially the pre-modern era's version of, like, guns.
Yeah, I was gonna say they hit hard.
Slings shoot, like, tiny pebble, small stones at supersonic speeds. They're basically, it just
Ma-
requires a lot of...
Meryl, what about
Skill.
a short bow with blunt arrows? I mean, it would still be lethal on smaller creatures.
It's less
like
lethal.
rats, but it would be less lethal against things like our
Yeah,
size.
less lethal.
Less lethal does not mean non-lethal, though.
Yeah.
If you
less
want
than-
something to be non-lethal, you have to get in the melee range.
I think a club would be the way to go for now. A little nightstick kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Just a billy club, just whack.
Of course, billy clubs are more lethal
Whack.
because they have, like, lead and stuff in the head.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
if you use like a light wood, like if you use like a light wood, like wooden stick, then it's probably like it sure wouldn't do as much damage, but it's definitely going to be counted more non-lethally. So. Other
I
than
just
that,
figured it'd be a good idea to have, so if we get into a fight and
Yeah.
we don't want to kill someone.
oh yeah,
The mental image of bonking the shit out of the enemy. Go to sleep, go to sleep.
go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep.
Go sleep, go sleep, go
Keep
sleep.
hitting you.
Yeah,
And you'll give us
Although-
the option in combat if we choose and do the same damage, like if we want to use the butt of the sword to do non-lethal or something.
oh yeah, yeah,
Or like the flat end of the blade.
yeah.
Which I learned that is a common thing too when people were doing non-lethal strikes with swords.
Yeah.
It's just slap them with the flat of the blade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, stuff like that. All right. So, is that everybody's plans for the week?
I believe so.
So,
Work
shall
on
we?
the box,
Yeah.
read the book on traps, and acquire a light wood club. Or I guess baton, billy club, whatever you want to call it.
What am I getting?
And like I said, Wolfram's gonna start his quest on learning some blacksmithery.
Gotcha. All right. So, we all head into the tavern, or you want to stay home for the night? Because if we stay home for the night, that means we'll just end session here. There's a few things you can do at the tavern, I would think. So,
That's everyone else's call.
it's a more social activity, let's say that.
I vote to go to the tavern. It's only if everybody else wants to go. If somebody says nay, then we don't have to.
Yeah.
I don't mind going to the tavern.
Yeah.
We hang out for a bit.
All right. So you all head out, and you go to a local a friend's local bar tavern under the name of the Seething Cat. You walk in, and you see the giant hulk of a man just he looks like an extension of the bar, like he's that big. It's your friend Locum. You can from what you can tell, he's a half orc, so. And he's just like, sees you come and is like, oh, ho, ho, it's my boys. How are you doing today? Come in
Pretty
for a
good,
drink?
Good. Yes, we are coming with a drink. I'll go sit up at the bar right next to Locum.
Alright.
Same.
Well, boys, I heard that you had a adventure the other day. How'd that go? Did you have a good time?
Yeah. I mean, we had to bring some
was-
people in, but
That occurs oftentimes, but things need to be done.
Yes.
Now, what can I get you?
The usual.
Alright.
Okay.
I think we're a little low on the rice wine today, but I think I can scrounge something up. You can tell that he knows something about that because he comes from a
He's
region.
orcish.
He's half orcish, but he knows
Oh,
the
yeah.
general stuff. But,
He is of orcish descent.
yes. So he's like, okay, sake. We
and
got.
how's the bar look? Is it a little run down? Is it just average?
Oh, it's 100% like it looks very well taken care of. It seems like everything is in just the right place. Locum himself seems like to be a very disciplined man himself. So.
How well do we know him?
Pretty damn well, I'd say. Like you've known him for years. He hasn't known Ook for very long because Ook's fairly new in town, but he's been around. He's been around before, so Ook does not mark him as anything strange. So. But he doesn't mark Ook as anything strange, of course. But
Probably
and-
the whole a friend of the boys is a friend of mine kind of thing.
yeah. And Wolfram, what can I get you today?
The usual, the ale.
All right. So he pulls out 2 Cronenberg ales, a local thing, like a local.
I do
Ale.
have a question for you though.
Absolutely.
If I wanted to invest in your bar, how much could I do said thing?
I believe you could, but honestly, I don't like. A few favors goes a long way, of course, but you don't honestly need to do that too much. You're close friends of mine, so I don't
That's
feel
why I
like.
would like to do you the favor.
Well, I appreciate it. How are you? How much you thinking today? I
Just
guess.
one favor.
Oh, absolutely.
You do get a few upgrades here and there. And
Alright.
I'm sure you'll churn it back.
So, what are you handing him?
A favor.
Of course,
the one
Cronin.
Cronin.
A Croner.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, thank you very kindly. I appreciate this a lot. That's gonna go a long way to, get us to stronger clientele, I guess.
I mean, if whatever helps make money, then no, you'll help us out
Alright.
whenever you're actually bringing in more money.
All right. Well, you boys enjoy your night. There's a game of dice being played over there if you're so inclined. Now, here's your Cronenberg ales, of course, and here's your Mountaineer's rice wine for you.
Go ahead and
Just
sip.
deeply bows.
Yeah,
Carefully lifts the
yeah,
vessel.
yeah.
What food does he serve here?
He serves a wide variety, but I think the most served is the goose leg with vegetables. So
I'll order that too.
So. Oh.
Hungry.
Me home.
What else is, I guess, activity-wise going on in the tavern?
Well, of course, there's that game of dice. There's people just having a generally good time. Some of them are dancing, and, you know, there's a bard playing his tunes as of now.
Luke is fairly interested in the dice game.
Alright.
Question for the DM.
Yes.
So Ailmarks, Kroner, and all those, they're
Yeah.
all different types of, like, just like,
Yeah.
treat them like different.
There are different kinds of favors. They're used as currencies oftentimes, but generally they're...
Like, they're not exchangeable. Like, I can't exchange Ailmarks.
Yeah, you can't exchange ale marks
Like,
for...
they are their own currency.
Yeah.
And that's what they stand
You can definitely exchange down. That's definitely something you can do. So you can exchange like higher level favors for lower level favors, but oftentimes they won't exchange upward. So.
Okay, that makes sense.
All right. So, for that dice game, I think it'll be a fairly simple one. I guess roll 2d6.
2d6.
How we doing today, big man?
Greetings. See, you are playing a dice game.
Yes,
Would you teach me the rules?
absolutely. So, general rules of this game are we will roll 2 separate 6-sided dice. And what happens is you roll the 2 die. The first one is going to be your initial score. And what happens afterward is the second one you roll will be subtracted from that amount, and that will equate to your points. Would you like to go for a round?
Yes, I believe I would.
Now, would you just like to do this for fun, or would you like to exchange some money for it?
I will wager a single ale mark.
All right, I will.
To start.
I will match. All right, roll your first die. You look over to him, and he does not look pleased at all.
Is something wrong?
No, it's okay. Roll your second die. He continues to make another sour face.
I do not intend to be presumptuous, but is there a problem?
No, you can. What's your score?
I believe my score is currently -4.
Whoo! He looks extremely relieved. I got a -2.
Oh,
Well, I guess that ale mark's mine. If you'd like to exchange another one, we can continue this wager, or I could just do it for fun. Honestly, I'll tell you.
If I understand the game, I will wager 5 ale marks.
Ooh, he looks visibly like, I guess I'll match you. All right. Roll dice.
First one. My score appears to be 2.
I got a 4 this time.
Oh,
Damn, I'm more lucky than I thought today. I don't want to run you out of house and home, so I don't think I'll be taking any more bets tonight. If you'd like to continue playing the game, though, I'm more than obliged. I'm sorry, big man.
So how do you play the game?
So, you roll 2 separate dice. First dice is your initial score, and then you subtract the second dice from that.
So like,
Out
So
of
the
game,
high-
I will probably like refine the rules a bit better and make it so that like different scores have different like matchups. So it'll
Oh, like a snake eyes is like
yeah
a win or something.
something like that.
Or like a 0 is actually like a 6. Can't
Yeah,
get a 6
it's
or
very
shit like
basic
that.
right now.
Yeah.
So equate it more along the lines of the rules of like you're learning a game from somebody who barely knows the rules themselves.
Mhm.
They only know like the very basic part of it. Other than that, they don't know.
Who just slams back the rest of the rice wine that he had.
Yeah.
He is not having a good time with the game.
Yeah. All right.
Meryl's just kind of. He's just watching for a second. He's just a little like, ooh,
Ooh.
fortune does not smile upon you tonight, Luke.
Do not remind me. He's gonna get up and go and walk to the bar for another drink.
Wolfram, Merle, make perception checks for me.
Oh. Oh, that fell off the table. Dang it.
4.
Give
Oh, wait,
me
I get a straight roll because I
Yeah.
did take perception, even though I have a negative.
Yeah.
It is a 6.
Gotcha.
perception.
Yeah.
Let's see. Ooh, 7.
7. It's okay. This isn't like particularly hidden. It's just like we gotta find out where all of that stuff is going. Something's wrong. And you hear this from behind the bar.
Mm.
This isn't like this isn't locum. This is like some of the like cooks in the back and stuff like that. So they're kind of speaking out loud just amongst each other. They're not like in hushed voices or anything like that. It definitely perks some ears, but it's just like some like I guess like some theft has happened. I guess they'll bring it up. Yeah, what's up?
We got missing things in the back? In the kitchen?
Yeah, unfortunately, we're trying to find out, but it's gonna be a little while. But I think we're gonna take our time, find out whether or not we actually need to bring in a specialist or anything like that. So.
I mean, as an investor, I have an interest in it.
Yeah,
I
I could see that.
might be able to just take a look. Not today, but
Yeah.
I mean, we might be able to take the job on ourselves.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I guess we'll try and find out ourselves for a little while, but we'll call
swing
you.
back again over tomorrow after I'm done with the blacksmith in the morning.
Well, we'll call you. I'll definitely call you up regardless. So.
Yes, sir. Thank you, local.
Alright.
And I'll start walking out to go home.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll just follow him out.
Overall, the interactions beside the wagers was 3 L marks for tonight. So.
Other than the 1 krona
Even
I
with
donated.
three,
Yeah.
3 for everyone.
Yeah, 3 for free. 3 for in total, just 1 each.
Okay.
Okay.
Remember, an ale mark is equivalent to like 1 pint
Yeah.
of beer, or like equivalent alcohol. So.
And then the other one, the silver piece in quotations, not a silver piece. That's like rent a horse for a day. Or buy a
Yeah,
horse.
Pfeffermunzen is like it's days travel. If you spend more, you can usually buy a horse, or It's
Okay.
more like specialized currency and often like
Like it would
traveler
only be
wares.
used for travel and whatnot.
Merchants often use it too. So
Okay. How much would be a decent horse cost?
you can typically buy a horse for 3 Pfeffermünzen, but it's not going to be a particularly good one. 5 is going to be like your generally like adequate horse, and a good one would be around 7.
What about one that's adequate enough for Ook?
You're probably looking at mules in that case.
Okay, so like a wagon and like regular horses or something.
You're probably going to want a draft horse or something like that for Ook. So.
So in total, if we were just to get a wagon instead, so
Yeah.
we could all just travel in the wagon, how many horses in it, and how much would be the wagon?
So the wagon would depending on what you're pulling it with. Usually, the best bang for your buck is going to be a mule, for like carrying capacity for price.
Mm-hmm.
And then a wagon is going to be like equated into that price. Overall, a decent a decent wagon is going to be equivalent to a singular good priced horse. Like a good wagon with mules to pull it is equivalent to one good priced horse. It's just 10.
How many mules would we need to pull like our whole party in a wagon? Just one or two?
About 2.
Okay. So 10 for a mule and a wagon to carry our party and get the goods we want.
Yeah, the mules in the wagon to carry your to pull your wagon.
Okay.
Would
We'll
be
keep
10.
that in mind then. I just want to know that for future.
Yeah.
Alright. So. Go back and settle down for the night, I guess.
All right.
And not much else to do.
All right. So you all return home, turn in for the night, and have recollections of the day, sweet dreams, or kind of bittersweet dreams for those who probably lost more than they bargained for. But other than that,
I like to imagine Florian doing her sleepwalking thing, and I'm like, sleep.
Florian is sick right now.
Oh, so
Yeah.
they're not moving very much.
They're not really moving all too much. Like, Florian's kind of like, swaying a little bit just to let you know, hey, I'm still alive, but I'm not feeling too great right now.
Sleep will be handy to keep them asleep.
Yeah. So you don't have a sleep paralysis demon in the middle of the night.
Oh God, he's only done it to Merle.
Yeah. Breathless nights are possible in the future. But
Why am I being targeted?
but in the spirit of the ending of things, I would like to thank all of the folks that have been watching, and my players here today for the actions made tonight, which were definitely fun to portray for everybody. Even if it wasn't particularly action packed, it was definitely fun to experience. So appreciate everybody coming tonight, and everybody have a great night.